Most obviously in The Invisible Man. This song is clearly about putting on a facade, one that leaves others unable to know the real person underneath it all. Considering his personality and the uptight world around him, it's more than likely that this is relaying his own difficulties in laying bare his sexual identity. Number 5, John, I'm Only Dancing by David Bowie. John, I'm only dancing, she turns me on. But I'm only dancing, she turns me on. Don't get me wrong. Some insist that David Bowie was just a straight man who liked to exploit the world around him. It's more than likely that this is relaying his own difficulties in laying bare his sexual identity. Number 5, John, I'm Only Dancing by David Bowie. John, I'm only dancing, she turns me on. But I'm only dancing, she turns me on. Don't get me wrong. Some insist that David Bowie was just a straight man who liked to experiment, whether that be in his music or in his bedroom. That's what's called the "it was just a phase" line of reasoning, and it doesn't usually hold much water when the experimentation in question stretches through many years. In John, I'm Only...
Okay.
It didn't necessarily have to be her.
But okay. I give him this one.
It could have been a dancer.
I give him this one, though.
Okay, you know why I say that? Because he likes to dance around like that.
But I give him this one.
Okay, give it to him.
Because he said John, and the first is... but how do you say... No, I can't see or no other way of looking at that one. Unless you think in terms of a pimp. No, because the person that buys the pussy is a John. You feel me? And also he's from over there, and over there they call bedrooms the loo, right?
Yeah.
Not a toilet. So they don't call it the John, right?
Right.
We call it that. Some people that we don't know. But I guess I can kind of give him that one, you know. That don't seem too far reachable, that one there. But that's like going to Elton John and saying, oh, this song is about a man. Okay, he's homosexual. Might possibly be, but all right. We give you that.
Dancing, Bowie sings the part of a man in a homosexual relationship who happens to get a little aroused by a woman he's dancing with. The title summarises the simple explanation he gives to his partner, assuring him that despite the feeling he's getting from this girl, maybe in his heart or maybe in his pants, there's nothing to worry about. It's really just a bit of light-hearted fun about the topic, and during the whole time he wrote it was probably the most palatable way to talk about it. Number 4, Tonight's the Night, Gonna Be Alright by Janet Jackson. This is just between me and you. And you. Originally recorded by Rod Stewart, Tonight's the Night gets an even sexier revamping under the guardianship of Miss Jackson. Stewart's version, though suggestive in its own right, has nothing on the lustfulness coming from Janet, who begins the song with a promise of a threesome. Yeah, that bit about being between me and you isn't some deep sentiment about getting to know the real you. It's simple mathematical statement about what's going to happen in the boudoir. Further evidence of this Three's Company scenario is provided in the choruses, alternating between I love you boy and I love you girl. Janet's breathy, sensual delivery is only emboldened by the non-traditional sexual interplay. But lest you think this was just some cheap ploy to stir up a little media controversy, a la her wardrobe malfunction at the Super Bowl a few years ago. You should know that Janet's Velvet Rope album that Tonight's the Night is featured was honoured by the National Black, Lesbian and Gay Leadership Forum for its seemingly pro-gay and bisexual content, and also received the award for Outstanding Music Album at the 9th Annual GLAAD Media Awards. Number 3, Baby Blue by Joan Jett. Switch hitter, you know she plays the field. She ain't concerned, oh, as long as it's real. When it comes to sexuality, most people feel more comfortable being able to put someone in a box. They might not care one way or another, but they want to be able to identify someone with a label. You're gay, you're straight, you're transsexual, etc. And it can be really frustrating for those people to not know what someone categorises themselves as. So they're probably annoyed with Joan Jett, who refuses to discuss her sexuality in the media. And her response? too damn bad. She never came out as openly anything, which is pretty cool in its own right. Still, there have been a number of interesting tidbits of sexuality making its way into her music, most notably on the album Sinner, which contains no fewer than 3 songs that talk about free-flowing sexual habits. First, there's a cover of AC/DC by British glam rock band The Sweets, a song that takes its name from the old slang word for bisexual. There's also a cover of The Replacements' Androgynous and the song Baby Blue, which alludes to a girl who proudly wears the badge of a switch hitter. Number 2, Forrest Gump by Frank Ocean. Forrest Gump, you run my mind, boy running on my mind. Boy, you're so buff and so strong, I'm nervous, Forrest. Homosexuality and bisexuality aren't really discussed in R&B music. Well, usually not without a little condemnation attached to it anyway. That's part of what makes Frank Ocean such a unique perspective within its genre. Not only does he move far beyond the typical vague sentiments of love that populate so much of the genre's most popular output, but he does so while declaring his own bisexuality. Rather than disguising the gender of his love interest in Forrest Gump with generic pronouns like you or they, he chose to be forthright.
Ivory's gentle body washes and deodorants are now made without parabens, phthalates, or
The
aluminum
last two,
because
but
in
the
life special.
Janet one, I don't know. That's a reach, kind of. Because you could, I don't know. You
Right about the song's topic. When asked about it in interviews, he's passionate.
My question.
Or anything that have a 3-song.
No, my question will be is, you know how you repeat the ad lib? So that's where the and you part comes in? Or was she really counting people? They're trying to lean toward that she's counting people, but if we hear this, which we can't hear because they get copyright infringement, but if we can hear the song in context, then we would know, is that part of the ad libs? Is it part of the doubles? Because then if it's part of those, then that's probably a reach. But the other facts that they brought up about that album, which I do have, Velvet Rope, that's true. So, but we already know Frank Ocean is, so of course that's another one. So they got what? What's 7? So maybe 2.5 out of 7 so far.
Saying that he has no interest in playing into the sexual whitewashing of pop music. It's not always about a man and a woman, and Forrest Gump proves that can be a great and wonderful thing. His debut album, Channel Orange, features a few other songs that hint at Ocean's sexual preferences, but none have quite the same effect as Forrest Gump. Because the greatest thing about this song isn't the declaration of man-on-man love, it's the casual breeziness that Ocean delivers it with, inserting stupid jokes about his ex-lover like this was just another love song. Not a love song about him being bisexual, just a love song. And that's the greatest statement of all. Number 1, Poker Face by Lady Gaga. Play the cards with spades to start, and after he's been hooked, I'll play the one that's on his heart. I won't tell you that I love you, kiss or hug you, cause I'm bluffing with my muffin. We all know by now that Lady Gaga is a huge advocate for LGBT community, and her hit Born This Way passionately tackles the subject of nature versus nurture when it comes to sexual preferences, and that's awesome. Because yes, gay people are born gay, and bisexual people can't simply choose who they're attracted to. But Born This Way wasn't the first time that Gaga commented on sexual orientation. That happened a few years earlier when she wrote about the many occasions that she pictured women to get aroused while having sex with men. During an interview with BBC's Jonathan Ross, she explained that her second hit single, Poker Face, is actually about disguising your sexuality. When I was making love to my old boyfriend, I used to think about women sometimes. Gaga also revealed in Rolling Stone that she doesn't tell her boyfriends little facts like this because they're all intimidated by it, and it makes them uncomfortable, so she's got really good at hiding her bisexuality. So there you have it, that's what her poker face was actually hiding. And that's our list of the songs that you didn't know were about.
Okay, now, I'm gonna do this video, but it'll be extended on my YouTube channel, so make sure you go to YouTube channel, same name as the handles that you're watching right now, and I'm gonna do an extended version of this video after I go through and actually listen to the songs, because now I have to listen to them differently to see if it makes sense, because I was just going off of the first information. So yeah, see you guys in a little bit. Bye.